and start recording. All right, we should be. I think we might be live.
That's amazing.
On YouTube?
Yep, we should be live. If we are, hello.
Here we go.
What's next week? North Wilkesboro.
Yep, we are live. Let's go. Hey, for those of you guys that are just jumping in and catching us right now, so we're still going through our pre-show and kind of getting everything ready, but we figured it'd be kind of fun to just kind of jump in with you guys and just kind of show you some of the behind the scenes behind it. So we're still getting ready. The official show has not technically started yet, so we're just going to be kind of talking about what we want to put on the show, what we want, what topics we want, and stuff like that. So anyway, keep going, guys, as I make sure we're still good on everything.
Make sure we put a comment for Rate the Burnout.
Rating the Burnout.
That'd be under the race review, right?
Yeah. Anywhere in there is fine.
I'll work on the intro script while you guys are doing that.
I'm just dropping this link everywhere to anybody I know.
Might as well. Let's see.
I guess we have to behave now.
I mean,
our normal shenanigans.
I kind of feel bad for the people that are turning into this, and we're just all sitting here, just not talking.
Yeah.
Like
DJ gave me a job. I have to do said job. If not, it would be a lot more fun.
Matt is trying to concentrate a lot.
Words.
We need another producer. Me and Matt can't be allowed to do important things.
Yeah.
Right.
We're the lifeblood of the chaos. So
Chaotic evil.
What?
Chaotic evil.
We do got to do that chart.
Ross, 12 races of the year. Rate Ross Chastain's races.
Oh, Jake, real quick.
It's a moving target, but it's really on chaotic
Jake,
evil the whole
real
time.
quick, just for something to talk about real quick. Since obviously we are going live, we're going to talk about it more on the show. Go ahead and introduce our guest.
Who? Oh.
Who? I knew you were going to say that.
We got my mom on. It's Mother's Day, so we asked to get my mom on and convinced her to do it.
I don't think it took a lot of convincing, to be honest. It was like, hey, you want to be on? Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't that easy.
Really? Was it? Was it a little harder?
A little hard. Say hi, Mom.
Hi. Welcome to the podcast.
Fun fact, Mom's been going to races longer than any of us.
That's true.
We'll talk about it. Look, there you are. Y'all ready? Oh, we didn't even practice the intro.
Nope.
No, though technically there is no intro because I haven't hit record yet. So none of what we're saying right now is on the actual recording.
Oh yeah, but it's live.
No, but it's on YouTube, so like
Yeah.
we're being
But people
recorded.
know.
So we're gonna watch our 18 attempts for the intro.
Yep. Yep.
That's the
Everyone's
best part.
finally gonna see it. Yep.
Oh
All right, let's talk about why we are here for this. Okay. Are
Delicious Celsius.
you trying to get a sponsor?
No.
Is that Celsius?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is it really
It is.
delicious?
See, big pretty white can.
You truly think that's Celsius?
I see what you did there.
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
Papa Hendrick might have said something nasty about Ross.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
definitely find out about that.
Rick Hendrick on Ross Chastain. He doesn't have to be that aggressive. You don't run people up in the fence. He's got talent, but making a lot of enemies out here. Was it just me,
Okay,
or did
time
Larson
out.
run Chastain into the fence first?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I mean, that's what I saw
Well,
yesterday. But
I'm reading all these Twitter. Like, we must have been watching a different race because everybody's like, I can't believe Ross has done this. And it's like,
I can't believe you've done this. Are those what the old track dryers look?
yeah, pretty whack, right?
Oh,
How
those are
was
really
this
weird.
safe? Did they have to red? Yeah, I guess they red flagged it. Could you imagine cars trying to pass them?
It's raining, so.
But like, just go under the hose. It's fine. Are they generators?
Yeah, they had like big generators.
That's so weird looking.
I have not seen a NASCAR race that looked like that.
We're not starting, in case anyone got freaked out there for a second.
What's your intro?
Hold on. I'm getting there.
Ross Chastain's blamed for everything.
Yep. Once
Welcome
again.
to Darlington.
It got moved to a different chart. My music's on a different chart. Oh no. This is going to make things really difficult.
You'll be all right.
I got to remember how to do this. It did it. I did something. I did a thing.
We got Gustavo in the chat. Fill in the blank. This race was blank.
Yes.
Yes. Just yes.
Honestly, I mean, well, we'll kind of get into it. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I thought it was good too.
Okay, I can do it that way. That'll work.
100% biased, but I had Byron for a win, so I'll take it. So it was great.
I had Larson.
me and
I had
you- me and
Larson.
you
It was
both-
great.
I had Larson, so the string of bad luck for DJ's fantasy league is continuing.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny? Did you notice me and Matt sent our picks at the exact
Exact
same
same
time and
time.
had the exact same picks?
It was.
Toxic.
All right, you guys want to practice the intro real quick?
Sure.
All right.
Is it good?
I don't know.
You gonna read it to
Depends.
us, or you just gonna go?
I was gonna just go and then see what y'all said because y'all probably still gonna roast me.
Probably.
Yep. All right. Throwback weekend has come and gone, and there was a lot of incidents that went down on the track. And let's talk about why we are always here for the speed. I need another line in there.
Yeah,
That sounded good.
I think you
You're
got
so
you got it.
positive.
I'm a
Ross
fan.
is definitely
I'm
a
fan
headline.
of yours.
Yeah, well, Ross is always a
Yeah, so
I
I mean-
just don't. I don't want to keep us every week. We start with like a and Ross Chastain did
I mean,
Ross
they wrecked,
things.
they wrecked for the lead.
Yeah.
5 laps to go.
Big wreck. Well, actually, there was a couple of.
Ford.
I mean, Larson spun him out.
Yeah,
Ford's crap the bed again.
Dude,
this week.
you really want to start drama?
depends.
Larson wrecks Chastain. 5 to go.
Man, we're trying to grow this podcast, man.
Oh man.
Okay, so let's see. Throwback weekend is come and gone. There were a lot of incidents that went down on the track. Drivers not giving an
I
inch.
think I need one of those. Give me 1 second. I need a Celsius.
We have to get some long, skinny koozies. Get a cold one, bro. Warm Celsius is not good.
All right, let's try this.
What do you got?
All right, so I've got throwback weekend has come and gone, and there were a lot of incidents that went down on the track. Drivers not giving an inch and returning favors. Let's talk about why we're here for the speed.
That's fire.
Okay.
That was really
It
good.
is good, yeah.
I don't know how he comes up with that.
I don't know. He's a
I'm really good at
professional.
talking out my butt. That's why.
And remember when you showed up at halftime?
All right, so we'll start there. Okay, get the audio right. I do apologize if you think this is boring. I'm sorry, but we thought it'd be cool. All right,
That gives us time.
We give it
Gets
a
us
try.
a few people on YouTube while we start.
I'm not gonna lie. This mic stand I might
Just
be.
buy your headset, man.
Mm.
You're
might
also
be right.
bougie.
Just saying. All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, silence your phones.
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
Mine's already signed.
so much trouble.
All right.
What if
you,
I get a call from Joey Logano or something?
if you do, definitely let me know.
Notice how he didn't say Brad because he knows that's never gonna happen.
Nah, Brad.
that's
That's
Not after he straight up ignored him in Atlanta.
Right?
because I didn't have good buns.
It was the buns.
That's
buns.
facts,
It's all your
bro.
buns. All right, you guys ready to try this?
I guess.
Oh, you guess. Okay. All right, here we go. This is gonna be interesting. I've
Yeah.
never tried to launch 3 different platforms off of one computer before. You get the reference?
I'm assuming it's Star Trek.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I was gonna say Goldeneye.
Oh,
Not even close.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Might as well be. All right, y'all ready for real?
Was it
We're
the Water
ready.
Boy?
I guess.
I don't have to worry about Val.
Look, this is me and Matt's favorite game. Is how long can we make DJ's finger hover over the record button?
Every time, every single week. All right, we ready? This is what happens every week. I'm sorry. Just go.
Just
No.
Go. We're gonna make him start muting us.
Throwback weekend has come and gone, and there were a lot of incidents that went down on the track. Drivers not giving an inch and returning favors. Let's talk about why we are here for the speed. All right, guys. I don't really know how to turn down the volume.
That's all right.
We'll figure this out. I think I'm doing it. All right. In case you haven't, well, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're not going to understand why in the world things are so different. We are on YouTube today, live streaming as well as recording. I believe everything is still working unless I just muted us accidentally. That would be an absolute tragedy.
Yeah, on YouTube, let us know if you can not hear us.
No, it looks like we're still good. I still got audio there. Good. So I think we're okay.
Watch, you just turned us all down off YouTube.
I probably did. We're all just sitting here just making noise and nothing's happening. So absolutely. So my name is DJ. I'm with Here for the Speed. I'm joined by...
I'm Jake.
Hi, Jake.
This is going well.
Sitting next to me today for Mother's Day, we got my mom to join us on the podcast today. Longtime race fan, longer than me, and we got some fun stories to share. On my left is...
Matthew's here with the Here for the Speed podcast, local Brad Kozowski fan.
Yee.
You got a big fan in the YouTube chat.
Already.
Is it Brad?
It's not Brad.
Is it him?
We talked about this. He ignored you in Atlanta, bro. It's over.
It's always
So we got Jake's mom here with us today. So yeah, we thought it'd be kind of cool, bring on a mom and talk about some NASCAR, talk about some things, and you've even got your shirt from a big event, right?
That's right. The washout at Talladega. I was there.
That was what year was that?
97.
90. Man, that was quick, man.
Same age as the truck.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So we have a 97 F-250 Ford. Nice truck. But yeah, that was you guys have some fun stories from that race.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
We were locked in for 4 days. It rained for 4 days.
That was before they had the tunnels, right? So you couldn't leave.
You couldn't leave.
Ooh. What was the go-to meal since you guys were locked in?
I don't even remember.
Was it just cereal every day?
No, it was
Grilled
bacon.
cheese?
Bacon. We'd smell bacon.
Was there a
Bacon
bartering
everywhere.
system or anything going on in the infield?
No, but we did happen to camp next to some friends, and
Yeah,
but we were stuck in there. It was crazy.
yeah, I can imagine.
It rained all night, and we got up in the morning, and Uncle Ray and I had to go to the bathroom. So we start heading out for the bathroom, and I mean, the mud was thick. It was sticking to our shoes. It was so crazy. And this guy said, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. You guys want a ride?" And we were like, "Oh, yeah, man, give us a ride." This was early in the morning, like 6:30. And so we didn't know this guy had been up drinking all night.
Oh, God.
So we get in this car, and this guy starts driving, and I mean, talk about slipping and sliding almost into tents. I swear to God, I thought we were going to kill somebody. We were so scared. We hid in that bathroom for like a half hour to make sure he left without us.
Oh my God.
Y'all good?
We're fine.
Oh, my gosh. So you guys were there for what? How many days?
4 days.
And didn't see any racing?
Well, we did stay for the Tuesday race, didn't we? I can't even remember.
I think Dad said you guys went back. It got rained out, and you guys
we
delayed
had to
the
come
race
back
later in the year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's wild.
Dang.
It
Yeah,
was a long time ago.
I don't remember.
No, but you couldn't get out. We were stuck. And, of course, my babies were home in Florida.
I'll never forget that. I was so mad. That was like the first time I wanted to go so bad, and they left me at Grandma's. So disappointing. And then I said I'll never do that to my kids, and
you've done it every time.
I do that to my kids.
Literally every time.
It's a handful,
Yeah.
But so I gave a shout out to my dad, right?
Yeah.
Before a couple weeks ago, and he said my first race, wasn't Bristol when I was a little kid. It was actually when I was still in the womb, because my mom went to Bristol like 8 months pregnant with me and my brother the year after. So tell us about that. Walking uphill both ways in Bristol.
A big baby.
Yes, we know. We are well aware.
10,
The
9.
biggest baby I know.
And I looked like I was going to deliver any day. And your dad pushed me up the hill. And
Question is Megan going to Daytona 8 months pregnant?
Probably not.
And it's even flat.
With escalators?
I mean, she went to the 500 with Elena, but no, she ain't going to go to this one.
No, probably not.
No.
But yeah.
Wow. Everyone just kind of stopped talking there.
You're the host, bro.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to manage a lot more than I normally do today, so sorry. I'm a little preoccupied. Okay, so now that we've kind of done the little introduction, had Val in here. So this week was throwback weekend, right? So we have lots of different paint schemes and everything like that we kind of wanted to look at. What did you guys think were some of your favorites that you saw this week?
Right off the bat, I love the 9 car, just because, like, you see them get like the paint right, and sometimes the sponsor right. That's cool, but a lot of times, like the number font, like if you can't get the trifecta of paint, sponsor, which they didn't have the sponsor, but the color was exact. The 9 was back to the old Dodge number 9 with Ray Evernham. I mean, that one stood out. I mean, besides Barry / Bowman's car, I think Hendrick knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson's was cool. Old
fire.
Tony Stewart throwback, exact same color, number,
Larson's
font,
awesome.
and sponsor. That's your trifecta.
Yep.
Byron's was super cool. But I mean, there's a lot of good ones. It's hard to say there's a favorite, but there's a lot of good ones. Matt?
Oh, absolute favorite was Kyle Busch's throwback
That was so dumb.
to his first RCR win.
Tell me you don't want to participate in Throwback Weekend without telling me you don't want to participate in
No,
Throwback
I
Weekend.
think Trackhouse had a really good set. Obviously, Chastain had a great sponsor.
Honestly, even
they had a good
Suarez.
throwback, but Suarez did
looked
too.
cool. The
His
Quaker State.
Quaker
Yeah.
State. They changed the font of the 9.
Yeah.
He went all out, and it's kind of disappointing how his race went. But
Yeah.
shout out to them. They knocked it out of the park this week.
I'll tell you who another one that was really good too was Brad's. And I don't technically it's not really a throwback,
It was still a good scheme.
but it looks so good. I'd love
Yeah.
to see him keep that one. Theirs was really good. We've seen Logano's before, but Logano they've run it a couple of times here and there. But
Yeah.
I like that one.
a couple
That one-
other people have run it too.
Yeah, but it's a solid looking like.
Hey,
this
you know
thing.
who always aces the throwback and takes a lot of pride in it? Corey LaJoy.
Dude, his
Man.
that was awesome. That one was
They're
so cool.
they're so classy.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool that they threw back to just like it was like an old like what was it? That's not even a late model. It's
I don't
a-
even know what it was.
I don't know what they're called.
I saw it, but I don't remember. But
It was like an old
they got like
30s
the
coupe.
what was it, like a 777? So they had like the big 7 and a couple of little ones. Like,
Yeah,
very
super
cool.
super weird. But
I was
like I love
shocked NASCAR allowed them to have more than one number.
it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like they're pretty.
I heard it's bad
they're
juju
very
having 3
picky on the
numbers.
numbers.
It might be. I don't know. I never
I
really
heard it
thought
was
about
bad juju when they have 3 numbers on a car.
He ran decent.
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that's true.
he avoided that big one. So
That's really
Which
all
one?
you can.
There was 2. Those are 2 big
the big
wrecks,
one.
man. What about you, DJ? Who else you like?
Well, let's see. Who else was? I'm trying to think who else had one. Trying to think. Well, I mean, a bunch of drivers had one. I'm trying to think. We talked about a bunch of them. I did like Larson's. Larson's was good. That one was probably one of my favorites. I will say I'm against you guys in this. I was not the biggest fan of Byron's.
see, that's dumb.
I think I agree with Matt.
That's fair.
I don't like that.
I don't know. I
It's
thought it was.
classic, bro, and they nailed it.
I agree. They did definitely nail it.
Get him out of here.
My problem is.
Get them out of here.
My problem is I didn't really like looking back at the Jeff Gordon version. I'm like, I don't like that one either. So I'm just like, I don't like it to
Wow.
begin with. Now I will say it was super cool, like seeing it like as they followed it around the track and like the colors shifted and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. But just almost all the time, it looked just like brown.
See, in my opinion,
dark
I
brown.
liked it better than the flames that he ran last year. The blue with the red flames. I like this one better.
Yeah. I wish the 24, I mean, they're always going to throw back to a Jeff Gordon. I hope one day we see something outside of Jeff Gordon. Like, I like the Jeff Gordon throwbacks.
Who ran the old Star Wars schemes?
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Phantom Menace scheme come
That'd
back? Come
that would
on.
be pretty sweet.
Get booed.
Just Jar Jar right on the hood.
There's not many of us that like that movie. So.
We got someone in the chat saying that Truex took the cake with the throwback.
What was it?
I don't think it's a throwback.
I don't think it's a throwback. You're testing me there because
Yes, I know. Thank you, Lindsay, for explaining what emojis are. I appreciate it. I think in general there was a lot of good ones. I would say one that probably was kind of was Harvick's. I wasn't the biggest fan of
Colors
his.
weren't right.
It wasn't the right sponsor. It
Well,
just
I don't
I
get
thought
like
it was
halfway participating in the throwback. I don't get it.
yeah.
Like half in, half out.
See, what's weird with Harvick is then it's like then he has like the ultimate throwback next week at Wilkesboro. Where what the heck is going on there?
NASCAR yoga, man.
Sorry, we have a race like an old race playing, and there's like some random pit crew guys doing yoga. or something.
Doing stretches.
But no, like I mean, like Harvick's got the 29 coming back next week, right? Like that's super cool, and
That's
obviously,
so cool.
I don't think they're gonna let him bring back the 29 for this race.
No, you can't. You're not going to change numbers, but
You're a junior fan. How'd you feel about the 10 car throwback?
oh yeah,
oh no, I like that one.
You thought it was good?
That was pretty good. I mean, there's a couple things like I don't like the baseball figure art illustration, whatever
guy.
it is. Yeah, it was a different. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
why? Like, is it like a copyright thing? Maybe they could only be
Maybe.
close and not be the same.
Yeah.
So it's cool. That's like, I mean, that's like one of my favorite all-time paint schemes. So it's cool to see it come back. But again, like, I don't really get the half in, half out. Like do it. Like, you know who loses throwback weekend?
Anyone
Denny
that-
Hamlin for showing
You
up with the
think so?
exact same car.
one.
Like,
I will say this:
super lame.
it looks good, but it's just you do it every
And
year.
but it's not a throwback to a car. It's a throwback to an old plane design.
I think that's technicality.
I don't know.
I mean, it's still
just
better
trying to
than
catch
it's
air.
still better than
It
Harvick.
looks good. It was okay the first year,
You're
but
really
you
hating on
repeat it
Harvick.
2
I
years
thought it
in
was
a row.
good.
Like, come on.
It stood out.
It's the problem is yes, it stood out, and I think if you look at it in a vacuum, it's a good scheme. It's not a good throwback scheme.
Did you say in a vacuum?
Yes, in a vacuum.
In a vacuum.
You've never heard that phrase?
No.
In a vacuum means by itself.
You
Nothing-
could just say that.
I could have if I knew this conversation was going to
Sorry,
go this
I've
way.
never heard that one. I was like, wait.
You know what I like?
Sorry,
You're either
Matt.
talking about a cleaning tool or space.
Or-
It's one of the two.
Kevin Harvick made me think he was Ricky Stenhouse's Sunny D car all day.
Kind of.
I kept thinking it was that Sunny D, that
I
bright
do think.
orange.
I will say, I do think. Speaking of Stenhouse, I think it's funny that Stenhouse and Chastain kind of had like the same. Scheme.
Stenhouse had the worst one. I don't know why. It did not hit. It was bad.
The color was wrong.
Not about it.
They didn't get the sponsor.
Yeah,
No.
that was.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
it was-
okay, so you're either going to sign up with Ross Chastain or Ricky Stenhouse. They're always going to take Chastain.
Yeah, because think of how much airtime UPS got today.
So much.
They got a lot.
Kyle Larson got a good view of that UPS sticker pushing him halfway down the
You
racetrack.
know what's weird? No throwback M&M scheme.
There's no M&Ms.
I know, but that's just
Yeah,
like
wow.
it's been a long time.
That is a little weird. All right, so let's get on to talking more about the actual race. So, lack of general passing on the track. So, what do you guys like? I know we talk about this all the time. You know, obviously, this is a track where I think I don't know if you guys, I kind of expected there to be a little more passing here, and there wasn't a whole lot of that.
This played out almost exactly how I expected. Stage 1 and 2, guys really saving tires, really trying to take care of it, and then stage 3 kind of letting it all hang out. You know, because you saw stage 3, there was a ton of passing, but I think everybody was playing the tire conservation game in 1 and 2. Maintain your track position, maybe try to get a little bit more on strategy and pit stops. But for the majority, you know, even you didn't see guys really getting that loose until stage 3, because you could see.
Yeah,
You know, Darlington is known as is probably the hardest track on the circuit,
probably.
right? So everybody says you before you race your competition, you actually first race the racetrack
Right.
because it's that hard. So I think the first 2 stages you're just trying to get closer to the end, and then you try to go where basically all hell broke loose.
Yeah,
Did.
It was wild.
Thank
It
you,
was
Val.
wild for sure because we were watching the first 2 stages like you were saying, and I was like, the 9 car and the 12 car started the stage like 11th and 12th, and by the end of the stage they were 10th and 11th, and I was like, there's no movement. So I was like, man, I really hope this doesn't play out for the rest of the race, you know. And then
it was like
you know, a big problem
moving
with
from like 20th to like 10th or 12th was okay.
Yeah.
But then once you again,
And
this
then-
was the same kind of problem we've had at other tracks. Once you get into like that 12th, 13th place, moving forward from there is really hard.
It's
Yeah.
really hard. They had great. I mean, shout out to the producers. They came out and they said, "Hey, we have a whole bunch of audio we're gonna play," and it was pretty much everyone like 8th through 15th, and they were playing audio like, "Hey, I could go faster. I could try to make more moves, but I can't handle it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna happen."
Yeah.
So I think tire wear. I think they were really on with tire wear. I mean, maybe they had the motor. They didn't really show it too much until the last, but maybe a little bit more horsepower.
I will say the,
the
tire
thing-
fall off was
so
really
close.
good. The
Yeah.
tire
It was
fall off
so
was
close.
So the thing with Darlington too, the way it is, your tires get really hot.
Yeah.
So if you really burn up the right rear, right? And when you burn it up, it means like getting it really hot, and you can overheat it, which makes you lose grip and get slick and loose. So that's something that you have to be careful of, because if you do that at the beginning of a run and you overheat your tire, it's almost impossible to come back from.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out. Like, there's no saving it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Val, what do you think? I know we haven't really talked to you a whole lot, like other than your stories, but no, like, what do you think? I mean, like, did you think like I don't think you watched the whole race with us.
I did
you?
not.
But did you saw some of it? Did it seem like hard to pass there?
Yeah, it did. It did. But I thought
I know you're a Chastain
I
fan.
know. I thought he did. He was moving up. I was getting excited.
He was
Chastain
hauling.
did. Once Truex got out of the lead, like there was like passing in the top 5.
Truex was gone.
so nasty in stage 1 and 2.
the
I was looking at
Truex
Matt. I was
was
like,
out.
man, this looks like Coke 600.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Every time Chastain wins, it's like a domination, and like he's just always in the lead, and it's like, oh, here we go again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the passing was. I don't know. I don't know what they do to fix it. I don't know if were they shifting today? Did you know? They
Yep.
were.
So you don't shift in 1 and 2. You downshift going into 3.
Again, like I was saying, I mean, they're so close on it. It could just be a product of the car, and it might just be, it is what it is. This is as far as we've gone until more data, more analytics come out.
I mean, you
But
have tire fall off,
it's there, yes,
2 seconds, right?
which is decent. It's very
I
good.
mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
So I think it comes down to me. We saw a lot of passing in stage 3. So I think stage 1 and 2, I think everybody was just trying to take care of the car,
Yeah.
take care of the tire, and get rough. I mean, by the end of it, how many cars had damage? It was like a bunch.
shoot, yeah.
So I think
I mean,
that's
top-
what
I
it comes
think
down
There
one of
to.
the
was.
first-
There was a lot of. There was several. At least 2 or 3 big wrecks that took up a lot of the
A
field.
lot of cars were
Or at
damaged
least
on the
beat them
last,
up.
Yeah.
the last restart or two. A lot of them were damaged, and they chose not to come down and pit. They knew track position was key.
Hey, but how
Oh, yeah.
cool is that with this new car?
That's nice.
That was never happening in
I was
the
gonna
old
say
car.
that was something I wanted to
Oh,
talk
no.
about was the fact that because of this, I think this is one thing that we can definitely say was a good thing for this new car coming to the sport was because the old car, yeah, you hit the wall just a tad bit, cut the tire, your days.
I could have sworn
so
Elliott
you
was
saw
going to be out.
you saw Kyle Larson and Chastain's contact in the old car because you're gonna put a fender, you're gonna bend a fender into the wheel well and cut a tire. You don't make that move unless it's the last corner.
Yeah.
So I mean, this new car, the product of the racing today is due to this new car.
Yeah, I mean, so that kind of makes me think about something. So does that mean, you remember how we hear all these drivers talking about how there's no respect, all these new drivers, they're just beating and banging and just putting it in there
Good.
and stuff. But the thing is
I'm about it.
But I agree. But is now that's because of the car.
Oh yes,
It's
100%.
because the car can take it now.
You saw this in the trucks where the wheel wells didn't really get on the tire like that, right? So those guys, that's how they race because you didn't have a risk of a tire going down. You could just run right into somebody. You didn't care. And then Xfinity went to the composite panels.
Yep.
Same thing started happening, and now you have a cup car which you can literally ramrod somebody in from the rear and take no damage because it has reinforcement in the front bumper and all the sides are all composite.
Yeah.
I'm about it though. I love it.
I'm about the lacquer of DNFs.
I don't know.
You're not about
Really?
it?
No.
Man, you come from the era everybody
I like-
racing dirty.
I like it when they're
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Stuff.
You always tell us about the time you were in Bristol, and y'all were Earnhardt fans, and y'all had to hide because everyone was coming after you because your driver decided that he didn't want to wreck someone, he just wanted to rattle his cage. And you're not about hard racing?
It's fair
No, I
game.
like hard racing. I just don't like cars that bounce. I like them when they bend and crash.
Just if I put you on the
I
wall,
mean,
I don't
come
want
on.
you coming back.
I will tell you, she's been known to get a little road rage. I've never seen her hit anybody, but
No.
But close.
got close.
I will say I've seen her drive a buggy. But that's at least off road.
Yeah, that's off road.
Yeah, so no, I don't know. I think it's I think this, would you guys say that the car did a better job here than the old car overall?
That's hard to say, right?
it's really
It's
hard to
almost not really comparable because me and Lindsay, we went to the first throwback weekend and it was record like 17 cautions, but it was too much. Just car, but it came from them getting in the wall like a Darlington stripe, right, as they say, and it would cut a tire down and it would spin out.
Yeah.
It just got to be like a kind of like a slugfest where you just had to like get through it. It just lasted forever. But I like because it allows them to run right on the edge of control, right up against the wall, literally inches away from the wall. This is, man. I mean, in my only experience is iRacing. This is the freaking hardest track.
I
It's
think
not
so.
even close.
I think this is the track.
I can't even run it to any justice to other people that are on there either. It's so crazy.
It's tough. Matt, did you have something?
No.
Thanks, Matt.
I mean, we kind of hit all the points. I mean, the car is more resilient. It can kind of bounce off the wall. You're not seeing as many, in my opinion, I didn't see as many Darlington stripes as we have seen in the past.
Yeah, they were all on the wall this time instead of the car.
No,
I don't
it
know,
was
man. That thing was
weird.
pretty black colored
They
all the way
were-
around.
I feel like they were hitting a lot more off of like
I
exit
think-
of 2
I'm pretty
rather
sure-
than exit of 4.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Kyle
You
Busch.
That
know,
is a
it's
hard
almost
spot,
like-
too.
It's
There's a
almost
really
like the
bad
track
bump there now.
switched, You know?
There's a really bad bump coming out of 2 now
Yeah.
that hits, and that's where you see him jerk right. I mean, it's super bad.
I was gonna say, I think
The
Kyle Busch
Xfinity,
pretty much runs touching the wall the entire time he was running the race today. He was on that wall so many times today.
And I mean, give him credit. He was up front for a lot of that race.
He was trying that watermelon crawl.
He was trying to figure it out.
Didn't work out the same. Hey, does he get penalized? That's illegal.
I mean, it was accidental.
We added all your hits together and just determined it was one full run. So you've been timed.
You're done. Now, all right. So now let's talk about all 3 series. Right, had a lot of hard racing. We kind of been talking about hard racing. Specifically, I found it very interesting, and then it comes back up in the Cup race, specifically the Xfinity race. I didn't get a chance to watch the truck race, so I can't comment too much on that one this time.
Truck race was really good, actually,
But
this week.
the Xfinity specifically with Larson at the end, basically beating and banging, forcing his way through to get the win at it in the Xfinity race. And then comes into this one, and then I'm sure is pissed off at Ross for doing what Ross does and just being aggressive. And then,
Hey, man, it's what
it's
it
like,
takes to try
you
to
did
win.
the same thing yesterday and did the same thing earlier, like a lap or 2 before.
I'm kind of like, man, I like Larson, but I feel like it's coming to the light that he does race people. I mean, if there's a line of clean and dirty, he's right on it and tiptoeing over it a little bit.
We started to see it last year.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm not a like, I love hard racing, but in my opinion, and I said this on Twitter, it didn't really go over too well.
No,
but
you got bullied.
I said I thought his move going into 3, which apparently nobody saw, where he puts the 20 car, into the fence, slightly, right, just barely, but that kills the momentum of the 20, where he has to try to kamikaze and kind of hit Larson and try to wreck him to try to get him back per se. But Larson made the first contact.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, man, like, there's like racing clean, but then if you just stuff a guy in the backstretch wall, I'm kind of like,
I don't know.
I mean,
was an
it's
interesting
hard
race.
racing, and I'm for hard racing,
thing
but
is-
it's a little dirty.
I think you could. I don't know. I think everyone here we were watching with was expecting it to go kind of what happened.
Oh yeah, we were all like, there ain't no way they make
Yep,
it back.
but both of them. Your dad was like, he's like, I'm telling you, it's not gonna be either of those guys. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things that. But I think it's really. I think the problem is you have some drivers that are like, oh, these guys, there's no respect, and they just drive like idiots, and then they get out of the car, right after they just drove like an idiot and had no respect and ran someone
Yeah.
over. I think that's where you see the issue. It's like someone like Ross. One of the reasons I love him is it's like yeah, I just got tight. Like, I mean, he's not like saying that I'm wrecking the guy. He's not talking like Hamlin does on his podcast. But
I agree with Ryan Kuzman, right?
Yep.
He's on it. He's like, I don't mind aggressive drivers, but I hate when they get raced the same way and complain about
exactly.
it. That's exactly how I feel.
Yes.
Yes, and that's the problem. It's
You
like
know?
if you're gonna complain about it, then don't be a part of the problem.
But you see, since we're talking about Kyle Larson, it's kind of like a tale of two stories here because, somebody he's raced with for a long time and good friends with, Denny Hamlin, he literally gets wrecked by Hamlin, and he gets out and congratulates him. It's all good. But then, him and Ross race hard, and it's a problem. Or, anybody else that, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but, I think
Larson and Elliott have had a couple of run-ins.
this is true.
I mean, shoot, look at was it Watkins Glen?
No, it was.
That was one. I know what you're
That-
talking
that was
about.
one
Watkins
specific-
going. What was the third race of the year last year?
Las Vegas. No,
No,
wasn't
it's
Auto Club?
Phoenix
Yes, Auto Club. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
where he
yeah.
just doored
Yeah, he
Elliott in the
just-
wall.
yeah,
Right on
just
Dort Elliott.
came down on him. Yeah, and it's just
So I'm
now.
saying, but like, if it's somebody that Larson doesn't like, Larson has a huge problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, and then Denny Hamlin is the same
Well,
way.
okay, so here's something else I find funny. Do you guys remember back when Ross did the watermelon crawl thing? And remember what Larson said? Larson was like,
unbelievable.
I just don't
Shouldn't
think it's
do
right.
it.
You shouldn't do that. And it's like, Larson
Brings a bad idea to our sport.
Larson-
he was all.
I was like,
hated it.
but I'm just like, Larson, I remember a time, I'm pretty sure it was at Darlington, where you were trying to beat Denny Hamlin. You tried the same thing.
Short-term memory.
And it
almost. I
didn't
don't know.
work.
Yeah.
And you're just, I feel like it came off, I don't know if it meant it this way, but it came off like it didn't work for me, so I'm mad that he was able to benefit from it.
You know, Kyle Busch is a good example of he just owns it.
Oh, yeah, he don't care.
He don't care.
No, he does not care
I mean,
at all.
I think Ross is kind of similar, that he races very selfishly, as he should. It's what he gets paid to do. That's why Ryan Newman was the hardest guy to ever pass, even in 25th place. He didn't care. He got paid to race, not paid to let you go by.
Yep. Well, that's what
You
Logano
know?
says. Logano does the same thing. And that's the thing. I think there's
I don't know, but he'd be doing some stuff, then let his daddy try to fight for him on pit road.
Logano?
Oh, yeah. The whole Matt Kinzer thing. and everything.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
He
recently.
was
I'm
like,
like, when
he was
this?
like pretending like he was trying to get in the fight, and like somebody was holding him back, and it was like one person early judging. He's like trying to get in there, but it was so weird.
Oh my gosh.
And then his dad, they had like a camera on his dad, like storming around, like looking for Matt Kinzer. It was like, oh,
Some
God.
people are about it. Some people aren't.
Yeah, it just depends.
You know?
All right. So let's move on to our next section. Oh, yeah, by the way, Jake, Lindsay said that if you were racing, you would wreck everybody.
Facts.
Dude, I know that's true.
I tried to wreck my dad at Fun Spot.
Tried?
You probably did.
I was wearing it out, beating him, and he was like, "You're gonna give me whiplash. Like, why are you doing that?" And I'm just like, "Dude, you're slow. Get out of the way." And then he always pulls out that old Earnhardt quote: "If you're so fast, why is my paint all over your rear bumper?" So I said that to him. He didn't think it was funny.
But no, that's 100% true. I've played NASCAR Heat with Jake.
It's toxic.
Yep, it's
Would not
bad.
recommend.
Oh, hold on now. That's not just me.
Hey, you can't add me into this.
I'm clean until it's clean, and I'm nice until but once it gets dirty,
That is true.
toxic.
Take your
there
lane.
was almost
I've
almost
never
how
seen
easy it
DJ
is.
rage quit anything except for
I did. I got so tired of listening to people fight and argue and say, I was there.
I can tell
No,
you.
you weren't. I was there. It's like, and first off, full disclosure, NASCAR Heat is not like, servers are not great. So to be fair, like I watched cars before, like being 2 lanes apart, and all of a sudden they were not 2 lanes apart. It's just click, like the latency caught up. So sometimes I'd be like, I could probably solve this by saying, guys, I watched it happen behind, and it was sorry, it was a server issue, but you couldn't jump in because everyone's fighting about it. So I'm just like, yeah, it almost ended some friendships.
I was there, so
I
that's
have
all that
heard
matters.
DJ swear all of about 5 times in my 10 years of knowing him. That is one of them.
Yep, it
And
doesn't
I've
happen
been around
often.
for all of them.
Yeah. So do you pull it out?
I
of
am
me?
100% a common denominator.
All right, so let's move on to our About It, Not About It section. So for any of you guys first tuning in on YouTube or listening, our About It, Not About It section is where we have a topic, and then we basically say whether we're about it or we're not about it. So our first one is the contact, but we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, the contact between Larson and Chastain. Val, seeing as how you're kind of being quiet,
Okay.
what do you think? Are you about that or not? That specific move?
Say it one more time. You talking about
Cha-
Chastain at the
Chas-
end?
Yeah, just the move
Yeah.
between him and Larson.
Yeah.
The last not the
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
restart. but-
are you about it? You like it or you don't like it?
Yeah.
Of course I like it. Yeah. I'm an Earnhardt fan. Yeah.
That's why I wore my 3 hat today, because I knew Chastain was going to be up to some shenanigans.
yeah.
Don't give
So
enough tour continues.
so so why do you like it? Why are you a fan of it?
Well, it just seemed like fair play to me.
I
I mean,
love
come
it.
on. I mean,
Man.
An eye for an eye. I'm about it.
I wonder where I get it
I
from.
was gonna say, Jake, no kidding where that came from.
I mean, that's it. I mean, you're just out there fighting for it. You got to. I mean, you have to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, and I mean they're going for a win, right?
Yeah, they're going for.
So
a
I
win.
mean, like if this was like lap 10, probably we're all having a different conversation. But this is what 8 to go, 6 to go, however many it was.
I mean, this race could have locked him into the playoffs.
It would have. He's I don't know if he's still the points leader, but he was.
He is the points leader. Well,
Still.
right, he was.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
But this would have locked him in. And
Oh, for
Larson's
sure.
already got 2 wins, so I mean, granted, a third would be great, but I mean,
Well, yeah, like Byron.
Chastain has got a lot more to fight for than Larson does.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Jake, what do you think?
The Chastain into Larson contact, I'm about it. Hard Guys Racing, he's trying to pay a tick for attack. Like he's just, it just is what it is, man. Larson basically did the exact same move, and it just, I think they probably would have wrecked each other, but then there was a huge wreck behind them that probably kind of chilled that out. But I mean, both sides of it, man. I'm about guys racing this hard. This is freaking NASCAR, man. Formula One. They don't have anything on this. Like, this is incredible. There was nothing to talk about Formula One last week. It was a boring race. Max Verstappen has won every single race this year. It's like, I like Formula One, but it's not giving me much to watch.
I would say the only reason I feel like it's getting off on a tangent, but Formula One, I think their biggest thing is their announcers. Their announcers are by far what make the racing there exciting.
Yeah.
It's not the racing. All right, Matt, move on to you.
So with the contact, I am 100% about it. I kind of already stated it. It's Chastain's. It's his shot. It's a great race. He's been up front all day. He's made the moves. He's got to continue it. Plus, he's playing a little bit of revenge because the last restart, Larson was all up on him and pushing him into the wall, and he kept it. He kept it straight, and he was able to even get the lead. But I mean, on his part, his execution, he got up there. I'm pretty sure Larson probably turned down on that rear end and turned him a little bit, but it is what it is. The thing I'm not about.
The problem is
hold
Chastain was just too fast and got too far forward, and it just spun him out.
He's too fast. He had
Yeah,
the best car.
that was it.
He should
The
slow
thing
down.
I'm not about was Larson pushing his butt for like 200 yards.
That was
That
wild.
was rough. Like, how could NASCAR let that happen? And then him just kind of
I think he did it right on the gray area of.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the accelerator, but he wasn't on the brake neither.
I want to see
I mean,
SMT.
I was
wanna
saying they'll
see
have
what his pedal
SMT
said.
on it.
Okay, you are wrecked. Full
Why
throttle.
aren't
Full throttle. Like, I'm not about that. That was a little drastic. That was a little petty for my taste, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't help how these
racing.
guys race. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, so same here. I mean, I think looking at it, I don't know where. I mean, obviously, we know they've been having a little bit of a feud for the last few weeks. I think it probably started at Dover. Maybe it probably started before then.
Chastain is just trying to get his win, man.
But I mean, the
Dover's
thing
win,
is,
chill.
Chastain, whether that incident was his fault or not, I don't know. I can go back and forth on. I will say the one thing against Chastain is he's the only driver that keeps having these incidents. So either he's the common denominator. He may not be the cause of them, but he's always involved in them somehow.
He's pushing it. He's
Yeah.
pushing every agenda. He's pushing every move.
I think he's just trying to get all he
every
can.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, when you push every opportunity, you're gonna be up front. You're gonna
Yeah.
be in the news.
It's riskier.
Yeah, 100%. If you're
But,
gonna
I mean,
sit
you're-
back and chill for the first 2 stages and then make it, you're not gonna be in the news. that
No.
much. No. Chastain took every opportunity and pushed it.
Yeah, so I'd say I'm about it. I think if you look at like this race, you have Larson. I think it was kind of interesting. Larson gets the inside, tries to use up Ross. There's a caution behind him. Then we restack again, and Chastain actually gets out ahead of Larson enough to where he chooses first. So he chooses the inside. So then it's like, okay, here we go. He's going to do exactly the same thing. Kind of, not really leaving much room. Maybe a little bit. And I think Chastain. Honestly, I think that was kind of on Chastain. This wreck. I don't think it was. He. I mean, he got up, and I think he was trying to get a little too much, and I think he got him
I
into the
think
wall.
he was
and turned
hoping
him.
the 5 would lift, and the 5 did not.
Well, yeah, because I mean, again, you both are going for a win, so
You're
I
pushing
don't know.
it
I
to the
wouldn't
limit.
expect anyone to ever lift ever. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
That's bad Brad thinking. We don't lift.
Yeah, ever.
Team never lift.
We never lift.
Ever. He learned that lesson. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm totally about it. I just I don't know. And I thought Larson. I don't know if he. Did you guys notice like with the interviews, the way Ross was when he was being interviewed, he made a comment about like, well,
Salty.
I'm the one here talking to you or something, and it was like. I don't know if that was a comment of like, stop trying to pull me and bait me into talking about another driver, or if that was a
I
comment.
think it was a little dig.
or if it was a comment because I don't know if Larson
just-
wanted to talk
Everything
about
Ross
it.
it, man.
Chastain does, says, or is involved with makes NASCAR money. They will interview him every race,
Yep.
every incident. They will get him on the radio, and all the announcers will talk about him.
Yep,
They bring him a ton of money now,
and he brings
and it's
them.
not gonna
Hey,
stop.
I'm just saying he's been in the news so much. If talking about that Busch beer sponsorship,
I would, yeah.
I mean, how could you not want to be on this guy's car?
Oh, absolutely.
You're gonna. I mean, this is the most advertising any other driver than
Yes.
any other driver.
Yeah, and
It's
honestly,
not even close.
I mean, like, what's weird to me is like the sponsors are with for him are not. Most of them are not mainstream sponsors.
Yeah,
No,
they're
a
not
lot
huge.
of tech companies and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, someone like a Busch
But I
beer
mean, what kind of car
could be big.
in the past? What kind of car had so much attention on it every single week? Gordon,
Earnhardt
Earnhardt,
one,
Junior,
Earnhardt 1 and 2.
maybe Tony Stewart. I mean, Tony Stewart probably brought a lot of money into the sport back in those days.
Oh yeah, Tony Stewart.
He
so
was
excited.
always getting an interview. He was
I
always
thought it was-
getting a pre-race. Everything.
Did you see
why would you-
Kevin
why would you
Harvick's
ask
comments? Did you see Kevin Harvick's comments from this week?
No.
So he was talking about the fight from last week, and he was talking about how he was like not about it. And I'm like, bro, you fought more than anybody.
Yeah.
It's like what?
You-
Do
he
as I
literally
say, not as
brought
I
it
do.
up.
I guess.
Well, but he literally brought it up. I want to say earlier this year, if not late last year, and he's like, "No, if they're gonna fight, let them fight." It's
Dude, he almost fought Elliott at what was it?
how you not
Bristol.
about it.
Bristol, like what was it, a year ago?
Yeah.
So like that, dude. He was all but fighting Elliott by throwing his helmet on the hood of his car and everything. And
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's
They changed their mind a lot.
what. What'd you think of?
This is the first time Ross Chastain paid the price for being aggressive for 2 years.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
This is the first time he
Wow.
hasn't been like. This is the first time he hasn't like somehow escaped his shenanigans.
yeah. So Ryan just sent us this on YouTube. He said Truex tried racing aggressive too, and it took him out. Some people can do it, and some people can't.
Facts.
Man, Kuzma, we gotta have you on the show.
Is that why?
bro.
Is that why Truex never races aggressive?
I don't know.
Maybe. No, he just decides that I'm gonna cheat with tape
He's like,
and then
see,
get
this
up
is
there.
why I never try it.
Truex, yeah, I was thinking about bringing up the whole Truex. What was it? Truex Logano? Were those
Which
the two
one?
that wrecked? The one that
Oh,
was
yeah,
the big
yeah,
one. It was
yes,
Truex Logano.
yes.
I was thinking about bringing it up, but I was like, honestly, Truex just drove it too deep and he couldn't turn the wheel.
Yeah,
It was actually almost very identical.
Yeah.
very.
Almost the same wreck.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
how
I
that
think
worked
they
out.
would have learned.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next about it, not about it section, or not next section, but next question. Sorry. The throwback weekend in general. What do we think of that, Matt? I'm gonna start with you, and then we'll work our way back around.
Oh man! So the throwback weekend in general, I like what it does for the sport. But I'm gonna have a take, man. It's been like what, 5 years in a row?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Something like that.
Longer than that. When did we go to Darlington? 2015. It's like 8 years running.
It's 8 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, man, switch it up. In my opinion, I know it's probably not gonna be a popular one. I like some of the schemes, but some of these outfits that some of the like reporters are wearing, they're just goofy at this point. Like it was funny if you show up in a costume, like, oh, I'm gonna dress up as Rusty Wallace or something. Like, okay, that's cool, but I mean, 8 years in a row now. I don't know. I'm ready for a change.
So you're about it or not?
Yeah.
I'm not about it. I'm not about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm not about it. I thought there's some great schemes out there. I think it would be better if we
What about
refreshed it.
What about the booth?
I mean, the booth's fine, I guess. Like having the old legacy drivers in there, it's great. But I feel like they're there a lot now. It's not like for instance, like Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott will be in the booth like 4 or 5 times a year now, which is
Kuzman has a cool idea.
which is great. But like, I don't know. I just switch it up. Maybe I was just throwing the idea out there. Do a future weekend.
Kuzman
Do
basically
something silly. I don't know. Do something else. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Kuzman basically says some teams should do a fan vote for what throwback scheme they run. I think somebody might have done that once or twice before.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They
Yeah.
might
That'd be cool.
have. That does sound familiar.
So
that would be cool.
Here's where I'm at with it.
But you probably have to release it so early.
Yeah, but you could.
I mean, it's just
Because
a wrap.
you-
You can have 4 ready to go.
Well, you could, but what if they're all different sponsors?
Facts.
You know,
It'd have
like
to be-
okay, UPS.
yeah.
Like nobody knew Chastain was going to run a UPS.
That's true.
But like, what if he's like, oh, we want to do a UPS, we want to do a Pepsi. I don't know, some kind of scheme like that. You know, it's just I think they'd have to release that like January. You know,
I mean,
I'm also not about it being on Mother's Day. I don't know why this one can't be a Saturday night race.
Facts.
That's another.
Well, it's because of ratings. I bet ratings are good. Mother's Day is a good rate for racing.
Yeah, all the moms want to watch it.
Jake, what do you think
I
about
get
it?
Father's Day,
About the weekend?
but Mother's Day, I don't know. I to a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
I mean, Sunday afternoons are good. Typically, the whole family's together. So, what do you put on? What other sport is on right now?
I don't know.
I mean, your only competition's what, hockey right now?
NBA playoffs.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you just shows how much I watch basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's only like they're only like the finals are
Well-
like next week.
Yeah.
Is anyone doing good?
Well, those guys that are in the finals.
Which are
I don't know, to be honest.
All right,
My
so
team's out, so I
we
stopped
go.
watching.
We
Jake, what do you think about it? Not about it.
I'm about the throwback weekend once a year. I really like it. Actually, I think Fox and all the broadcasts and the track, I think they did a fantastic job. They had all the different generations of the cars, like in a parade. That was really cool. I don't really care about the outfits and the makeup. That's probably really fun if you're a broadcaster. It's a grind. You get to mix it up. I don't really mind that. As far as the analysts, I thought Carl Edwards and Bill Elliott were great. They were pretty
Bill
fun.
surprised me.
Me too.
I was and you know, Bill surprised me, and Petty actually surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. So
Not so much because he provided insight, but just how entertaining it was to listen to him talking about different things and stuff.
yeah,
He's always been entertaining.
I like
He's a
that.
character for sure.
Yeah.
And then the thing I'm not about, it seems like some of the teams have kind of lost a little steam on their participation level in the throwback weekend. That's the only thing I'm kind of like, where we see Kevin Harvick running a half-baked scheme. Some of those other ones. Denny Hamlin running the same as last year. If you fix that, I think this weekend's a slam dunk, in my opinion. But for the teams that really hit it out of the park, I mean, they really did. It was really good. Just better participation overall.
Yeah. Val, what did you think for the throwback weekend?
I don't think they threw back far enough.
Like
There you
in
go.
time or enough things?
In time.
Oh, okay.
In time. I mean,
What,
I
you
used
want
to love-
moonshiners out there?
There
Kyle was
was
quite-
throwing back.
there was a
4
lot of
weeks.
recent paint schemes.
There was.
That's kind of what I'm saying with the half baked. When they started it, I mean, they threw it way back, like 40 years.
Yeah.
Now it's like 10 years,
Yeah.
I'd love to see the Kodiak Pontiac.
That would be
scheme
cool.
out there. I love
Right.
that car. That was so pretty to me.
That one would be cool. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other like old ones that I've heard people mention that they don't talk about. But yeah, the Kodak one or Kodiak or whatever the name of it was.
I even like the first
Kodiak,
year we
yeah.
went, like Kevin Harvick did like an old Budweiser can.
Oh yeah.
The gold car with the red letter. I mean, like if you're not going to do an old car, like that was done nice.
Hey, y'all know I have one favorite hat, and it is Brad's throwback to
Yeah.
the
Miller car.
Miller car, and I will pay an outrageous amount of money if I can find another one of those hats. But it is not on. the
Everybody,
internet.
you hear that?
It's if anyone has a mint hat, it is what is it? The genuine draft car.
So someone out there's gonna be like, find it for like
anybody has
$10.
this
Someone's
hat.
gonna find it for $10 and be like, bro, I found one. It's $500.
Yeah. The thing I say too, like,
Where do I sign?
like, what was Chase Elliott's sponsor
Which time?
today?
It's the L.
The Luminix.
So, I mean, hats off to them for
like that.
changing everything so it's exact. Like, as a fan, I appreciate, like, when you get, like Kevin Harvick's paint scheme, like, changing it up, not doing it right. I don't care. Like, you've disappointed me, sponsor. Like, I'm not interested. You
Yeah.
changed it. Versus, say, like, the Lumina car. Like, that car looked exactly like the number 9 Dodge.
Yeah.
Like hats off. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like that makes me like your sponsorship. The other way around when you half bake it is a major turnoff. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, so for like me, I thought it was a good throwback. I thought the booth surprised me because I even said on this podcast I was not excited for the booth. I thought the booth was going to be kind of lackluster, but it was surprising. I thought everyone was pretty good. Bill Elliott was probably my biggest surprise, just because I was not expecting him to be. Again, he didn't say much, but like he had probably some of the best liners or best one-liners through the entire race. Like after the wreck with Chastain and Larson, he's just like, children. Just like absolutely like. Then I forgot what was it. Something
That
like
was
they
hilarious.
can't. These two boys just playing in the sandbox can't get along or something like that. I'm just like this. That was golden.
Yeah,
absolutely
that was pretty
golden.
good.
Awesome, Bill.
Yeah. So I mean, that was great. I would like to see them do more stuff for throwbacks, but again, I'm kind of with you, Val. I think they need to throw back older. I don't know what else you could do though to kind of make it more of a throwback weekend.
Take out the power steering. Oh God! Let's throw it way back.
Or throw it right back and we'll just say, or throw it back and we'll say, all right, we're not going to do stage cautions anymore or stage breaks. It's just we're gonna do this old Winston Cup style and award you points that way or something.
Oh, jeez.
Totally change everything. No, I don't know. I think there was a lot of different. Overall, I thought the throwback was good. I could. Thank you. I'm kind of with Matt though. I can understand why you would want to like move it just to like keep it fresh. But I mean, what other track do you do this at?
North Wilkesboro.
Well, if that comes to a full
No, I mean
points-paying race.
Darlington is the one.
Yeah,
This is the right weekend. This is cool. You know, it's cool because this can be the one thing, and then when we get to the beginning of the playoffs, the Southern 500 at Darlington is its own thing.
Yeah,
You know, and teams don't have to worry about or focus on all this crap that can just be, you know, I say crap. Not they can be focused on the playoffs. You know, in comparison, it's like doesn't matter, right? So I like how it's separate. I love that Darlington has 2 dates. So I think it's got a pretty good home. If the teams do a little more buy-in, and mainly the sponsorships, if they can get a little more buy-in, I think it'll be great.
yeah, I agree. All right, moving on to our last about it, not about it topic: the Xfinity race finish involving Larson. Are we about how that ended? Jake, I'm gonna. Throw it to you
I already
first.
said it. I'm about it hard racing. I'm not about everybody who blamed it on John Hunter for wanting to get Larson back after getting stuffed in the fence. I don't really agree with that, but I'm about hard racing.
Yeah.
I'm not about it because I had him picked in my
I
fantasy.
knew you were
league.
going to bring this up. So,
I had John Hunter and Matt. So me and Matt do our own
knew you
separate
were gonna
fantasy
bring this
league, right? We do our own one. It's just me and him, and we get to pick one driver each week, and you can only pick him once per year. And it's like almost every single week, our drivers are running 1 and 2, and Kyle Larson wrecked my driver. Go ahead, Matt.
I had Larson and he had John Hunter. It was
Not
a
about
very, nail biting race. I was about it. I got the win. Great. Let's go. I was not about it for Larson today, but yesterday was great. My allegiance changed.
I can tell.
What would we say about hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy. I don't know. The deal has changed. Brad did not change it any further.
Brad did not alter it anymore. Did you get a chance, Val, to watch
No,
that?
I did not.
So you have no idea what we're
I
talking
have
about.
no idea.
All right.
It was just.
It was very
pretty
similar, like how he raised Chastain.
Larson had a great run in the last.
Larson.
So disappointed.
Larson made it through, and John Hunter Nemechek spun out.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, it was basically the same.
He dumped him. I mean, not really. But
No. Honestly, I mean, I think the way I was looking at it, the last little bit,
When he turned up,
it
he wrecked
looked.
himself.
I think what happened is Larson got into the wall, and it was that rebound from the wall that kind of bounced back into John Hunter, and that's what
No.
kind of turned.
whatever John Hunter was trying to do there, it was never going to work.
Well, yeah, maybe.
He needed about another 3 lanes to try to make that corner, and then he just
Whatever
absolutely
Chastain was
slammed
doing
him.
today, it was not going to work.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so
I just think Chastain expected the 5 to be faster, bro.
I thought he expected him to live because he tried to take that lane and he was not
see,
clear.
that's the problem. Chastain's just too fast. That's always his problem.
That's literally the problem.
That's always Chastain's problem. He's too fast, and you know
Too fast to win.
that makes
What do you think, DJ?
no sense. I'm totally about it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, these guys have one job. Their one job is
True.
to win the race. They're not there to make friends. We talk about it all the time. Logano makes comments, Chastain. These guys, their job is to go out and compete and win and do the best they can for their team and for their sponsor. And
I would
now-
rather have this than not have it and have nothing
exactly.
to talk about.
So the thing is we if something like that doesn't happen, then we say, it's a boring race. That's what makes it exciting. As a fan, makes it good to watch. It makes it fun.
I'm gonna have to educate Kuzman here, man.
Oh no,
Oh no, Kuzman.
no, Kuzman.
So Kuzman, you got to
goes our
go
one
back
fan.
and watch the replay.
There goes our one fan.
Going down the backstretch on the white flag lap, you will see Larson just ever so slightly. It's very tastefully done, but he ever so slightly puts John Hunter in the wall. At that point, you're going to lose enough speed that if you race Larson clean, he's going to go away. In my opinion, you have opened Pandora's box to race, full contact. So dirty. Now, I didn't say I don't like dirty. I just said dirty equals hard racing. That's what I was saying on Twitter. Dirty's not bad. It's just, it's either clean or dirty. And if you touch somebody else, in my mind, you have crossed the line.
And that's okay.
Nobody else saw.
Oh, yeah, it's totally okay. I'm totally for it. Especially if it's Ross.
That would totally be him.
Yeah. I mean, are you even racing if you don't put him in the fence? I mean,
You're just trying to push this whole idea that it was Larson's fault. It wasn't Larson's
oh,
fault.
he's dirty, bro.
No, man. We've only brought up like 6 points of where he wrecked someone to get the win. He's not dirty.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. All right, so that has been our About It, Not About It section. So if you guys have topics for that you guys want to see us talk about next week, if you guys think of anything that you're about it, not about it, and you want to see us talk about it, definitely hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, or anywhere you can find us. We will consider it. If it pleases the court, we will put it in the show.
It shall be allowed.
Yeah. We'll do the whole like emperor thing where it's like all right. So next up, our next section is our Kuzman question of the week. So
it's for you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's just for you, buddy. We appreciate you. So Jake, do you have that pulled up?
I do. It's a little bit of a long one. All right, so
That means I got to pay attention.
yeah.
Good thing I'm not reading it.
It says, do you think part of the problem with NASCAR, or NASCAR has with popularity, is the lack of personalities within the sport? And by that, I mean like the late 90s, you had Jeff Gordon, the iconic Rainbow Warrior paint scheme, Dale Earnhardt, the iconic Intimidator paint scheme. But now you have Ross, the Melon Man, but the announcers don't seem to call him that, right? I mean, I agree with that. The Melon Man name isn't, I mean, it's a little bit, but not like, it's not like the Intimidator, the Rainbow Warrior. It's not like in that same vein. The paint schemes change weekly, right? With the teams that's are in the present era.
Yeah.
Even the longtime big names, Logano, Harvick, have different paint schemes every week and don't have personalized nicknames. Closest I can think of is Rowdy with Kyle Busch, but now he doesn't even run the iconic M&M's car anymore. So basically, do you think the problem with NASCAR popularity is a lack of personalities, and do the paint schemes, I guess, kind of contribute in that by them not being consistent?
I
and
think
changing?
so.
Yeah,
Really?
That would be for me. Yeah.
I think you definitely lose a lot of brand identity and like a lot of that. I mean, that black Intimidator car.
I would say
you
you're also your casual, watchers that are just like hearing.
They want to see a familiar
Well,
car.
but the thing,
Yeah.
because I mean, like if for
Brand
example,
recognition.
yeah, but I mean, if like their friend, if they go over to a friend's house, right, and they have the race on, and they watch a race, and it's like, wow, that was cool. Wow, that I'm trying to think of that Pennzoil car was really good today. And then next week, Joey is running a AAA car. There's no
right.
point of reference.
Mm-hmm. I think
So I could see that.
yeah. So I think one of the biggest things that have changed in NASCAR within the last, I'd probably say 20 years? Probably. No, not 20. Maybe like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
All the drivers are friends. And when all the drivers are friends.
Not anymore.
Well,
okay.
not since
all the
Ross
drivers
came
are
in.
friends except for Ross Chastain. But all the drivers are friends. They go out, they hang out,
They golf
they're
together, they
golfing.
whatever.
So
Yeah.
there's not that temper. You're not going to get that heated moment that you're looking for. You might get a little
That's true.
tussle of, man, why are you racing me like this? I'm going to your kid's
You are my
birthday party
brother,
tomorrow.
Anakin.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense. So I think everyone's become friends and they're just not about it anymore. And then in that regards, they're losing a lot of their character because they don't want to have that persona of I'm the bad guy. I'm going to be the bully on the track. I'm going to be the intimidator. I'm going to be the rainbow.
Yeah.
They're not going to have that. They just want to be. I just want to be Ryan Blaney. and Ryan Blaney's just going to be himself on the camera, and then with his friends, someone else.
I also think in
It
general.
No,
you go
it
ahead.
makes
go.
everything so generic, though, and so
It does.
I mean, you really, when you go to a fast food restaurant, you get the same thing at this Wendy's as that you do at that Wendy's. People want to see the same thing. It builds something inside you. That
It brings like a
constant-
character.
really good
Yeah, that
bring a-
constant
like that.
changing.
a fight to it.
Yeah.
You know? Like for instance, like I am always on the hunt for old NASCAR merch. It is really hard to find a old Miller jacket or an old some kind of jacket. I don't want to go out and buy a Wex Ross Chastain jacket. I have no connection to it.
Yeah.
You know? But people would go out and they'd spend all their money and buy a Lowe's Jimmy Johnson jacket or a Lowe's Jimmy Johnson hat.
I think
or something of that nature, and
Yeah.
you're not getting that with the sponsors.
I think
now.
it's because a lot of the sponsors now are not mainstream brands, like to average consumers. I mean, you look at
That could be,
you look at Trackhouse, right? I mean, Trackhouse, it's the Wex. Mahindra is probably
iFly.
not Mahindra. They're not Mahindra.
Kubota.
That's Kubota. I said Mahindra is
I mean,
Chase
that's
Briscoe.
pretty big, but
But
I mean,
those are okay. Those are okay, but they're not every week, so they're changing every few weeks. You look at
They're not everyday consumer products.
you've got some with like Napa. People
you still
use
got
that.
DeWalt.
Still have DeWalt. So you do have some out there that I
But they're
think are
not.
good.
They're not. I mean, you have what Chase Elliott runs vast majority Napa.
You
Denny
got maybe a
Hamlin
handful.
runs pretty much. I think Denny Hamlin has FedEx for all but 2 races
It's
a year.
most everything, yeah.
Um,
And then I mean,
Kevin Harvick has a ton of the Busch,
Well-
but that paint scheme changes a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, look at back at like older days. You had the Kellogg's car, right?
I love that car.
Yeah. So like
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Everybody loved the Kellogg's.
But I mean,
car.
the thing is like think about it from a standpoint, and I'm not saying like you should focus all your marketing and focus toward just kids only. But like marketing to kids is a really big deal because they're going to be your fans in 10 years.
I got into
And so-
racing when I was a kid.
The thing is, I can't tell you how many people I know that they were like, I grew up and our favorite driver, I had to have the my favorite car was the Tony the Tiger car. Stuff like that.
Talking with mom, I can remember going to the grocery store. We would buy the cereal that had a race car in it.
Yeah.
when they would have like the die cast in it. I mean, I got a bunch of the die casts from the cereal. You
Yeah,
know?
and so some of that I think is one. I think having multiple sponsors in a race or in a year, I think hurts that, and I think
do.
that's just the way the market is
It's
now.
just how it is now.
I
It's
don't
all
think
money.
that's going to change. I think that's just going to be the way it is.
So so you used to lean on driver personality and a recognizable brand with
Correct.
the car, right? So now it comes down to it relies on the driver. And I really like what you said with the drivers all being friends.
We're all friends.
This is why they don't like Ross Chastain. It's why Ross Chastain has no friends because he doesn't want to be friends with anybody else. I remember one of the first interviews I ever saw with Ross Chastain. He was in a race. They're like, who did you they're like, are you concerned about not making friends at the racetrack because you're racing kind of rough? And he's like, I bring my friends to the racetrack. I don't make them here. It was like,
It's
you
all
know?
buddies, man.
Yeah.
and so that's why he's not a part of that clique. He's not a part of that group and doesn't want to be.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
Kuzman just said too. He's talking. He's like, if I'm buying a shirt or merchandise, I want to know that my driver's driving the colors, not 85% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because think about
There
it. If
you
you
go.
buy the colors, shoot, this happened with you when what was it, Brad? When he started driving the what was that beer that you hated?
Keystone.
Yeah, you had.
We all joked about buying Matt some Keystone merch.
I almost
Absolutely
did.
not. That
Almost did.
That broke my heart, man. He's running this beautiful white Miller Lite car.
One of the best paint
I just
schemes
got
of
an
all time.
awesome
Yeah.
Miller Lite #2 T-shirt. All is great, and he comes out the next year. He's like, "Yep, Miller's done. I'm going with Keystone." I was
Which
like,
is
"You
a
gotta be
which is a
crapping me."
offshoot brand of Miller, right?
Yeah, it
Same
is,
company,
but-
but yeah.
the problem is like if, for example, if
You just downgraded.
yeah, no, but I mean like you have a ton of Miller gear.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
a lot of that, right? But the thing is it's kind of weird because it's like, yeah, I want to support him, but like he's never gonna run that.
Yep.
Well, that's what makes it
sad.
hard. So, we love Trackhouse, but their sponsors change so much that,
It's hard.
you just end up buying Trackhouse gear because
Yep.
You don't
wearing a worldwide technology is not, it doesn't mean much to me.
Sorry, you go first, and then I have a thought.
I feel really bad for all the Kurt Busch fans. I don't know a driver who switched more numbers, sponsors, and teams.
Oh,
I mean, every year you're just taking a gamble buying merch for him because he would just change every year.
No, I was gonna say that maybe. So we know Trackhouse is pretty smart. Is this a part of their plan so that way you buy more stuff with their brand on it, Trackhouse brand?
I mean, maybe.
and
Any
to get-
sensible consumer
Because
would
their
not
stuff
do it.
is very consistent and looks incredible.
Yeah,
Like a Trackhouse shirt is quickly identifiable. Like you're
Yes.
like, oh yeah, that instantly.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. That might be crazy there, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's definitely part of the problem. And I think a part of the problem is we went for through a period for a while where the drivers didn't have much personality. You look at drivers that are coming into the sport like Chastain, like Noah Gragson. You've got some guys that are coming into the sport that have really good personalities. So I think that might start picking back up. I think it's just going to be a matter of time, but it's one of those things where I think
I think it
the industry's
100% relies on the driver's personality to get the sponsor. Because if they're not going to have the personality, they're not going to make waves. And if they're not going to make waves, they're not going to bring in new sponsors and bring in big sponsors.
yeah.
I mean, the magical vacation planners, right, that we met at Disney.
Yeah.
Great people.
Chase Briscoe was there, and their whole interaction was, I mean, so much fun to watch. I mean, if you're sponsoring that team, I mean, that looked like a blast to sponsor that team. You know?
yeah.
I mean,
It was
that
a-
looked
it
like
was a
so much
party.
fun. Yeah, he was happy to be there and doing stuff. Like it was super cool, you know. I mean, that kind of engagement is super critical to a sponsor. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, they were so excited to sponsor them. I mean, it was, and they loved Chase Briscoe. You know, I mean, the way they talked about him, like he was the next Jeff Gordon. You know,
That's awesome. Anyone have anything they want to add on Kuzman's question before
No.
we move on?
No,
No?
I kind of said my piece. Appreciate all the questions, Guzman.
Yeah. We really do appreciate it. So yeah, if you guys have a question, so we actually post on social media usually. Sometimes
try to.
Sometimes we do forget.
sometimes
Sorry.
we forget, and Kuzman's got to DM me.
Yeah. So if you guys are out there and you guys want to have your question answered on the show, even though it is called the Kuzman question of the month, the month of the week. Sometimes we do have other people on here. We've had Grandma submit a question before, so we will answer it.
It
If
can
it's
be the Kuzman question and friends.
the Kuzman and Friends
Kuzman and
question.
Question of the week. There you go.
Oh, that's great. So, moving on to our next thing, we're looking forward to next week, and we're going to be at, according to Matt, North Wilkes-Barre.
Stop. I can't spell.
Matt typed up my
That is supposed
my
to be
show
in the
notes.
chat. Not
North
on,
Wilkes
not live.
burrito. We'll just call it North Wilkes burrito.
I'm sorry, Matt. I had to because it just made me laugh inside.
Literally put next to it. Can't spell this.
He does. It's literally, I don't know how to spell it. So, going to North Wilkes-Barre, what are we most excited about?
I think the racing has been really exciting, and there's been a lot of headlines leading in these last couple weeks. I think the specialness of what North Wilkesboro is going to be has maybe kind of just been put on the side burner. But, I mean, this is going to be incredible. This track was basically abandoned 20 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
more. I forget the exact date. I've never seen a cup race there. I think the last one that was ran was before I was alive, or like the year I was born or something. So that's super incredible. I'm looking forward to it. I've never, we talked about when they repaved Atlanta, what was so fun about going, because I've been going to races for so long. It was a new thing
Right.
for us all to go to because we'd never been, right? So this is something new that we'll all get to experience
Yeah.
together. I'm sure a lot of people that are young, like in our age or younger or whatever, this is going to be a first time experience. So this is going to be super cool, man. Almost like one of those once in a lifetime special moment things that we're going to get to witness next week. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dale Jr. set up the format, and it's pretty fire. It's an old school race.
You would say that, you junior fan. You.
I'm about it.
He's great. I love him.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
I don't need another cult follower.
I have on the background on the TV here 2014 Daytona 500.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I love this race.
Val, what do you think about North Wilkes-Barre?
I like that.
Well, I've never been.
Apparently, it's catching on in the track. Kuzman's like, Martinsville has hot dogs, Wilkes-Barre has burritos.
Let's do it.
Hey, so wait, for
Great
real,
branding
next
idea.
week
Kuzman, marketing genius.
Yes,
for food next week, can we do burrito?
100% where it's happening. It's happening. Oh, that's great. So sorry, Val. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's good. You said it all. That's
I
great.
didn't say anything.
Do you remember watching any North Wilkesboro races?
I don't remember
TV?
any particular, but I'm sure we did. I mean, we every
I mean,
Sunday.
y'all watch like
and
every week, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I remember when I was little, I would whenever they would wreck on TV, I would recreate the wrecks with my diecast.
He did.
I was bugging my dad. Dad, look.
And he's trying to watch it.
Probably.
Oh, so you mean just like, what your
No.
kid does?
Pretty much.
Sit down. I can't see around you all the time.
You make a better door than a window.
Right? Matt,
Yeah.
what do you think? North Wilkesboro.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be something new. It's gonna be refreshing. I think the best part of they're exhibition rates, right?
It's an all-star race, so
all-star.
it's
It's
technically
kinda out there.
be the
I
same
think
as
the
like
heat
the
races are
class.
so much fun.
Oh,
I think
the-
the
the-
heat races bring a lot of the excitement, and
The
then
All-Star
main
Open?
race, then the main race is kind of good until the very end. But those heat races, those like 10, 15 lap runs,
The last
20
chance
and up,
qualifiers and
oh
stuff.
my gosh, that is like, again, fantasy league. We're all picking our drivers. That is, you are jumping out of your seat just so your
Oh,
guy
yeah.
makes it and you get some points. So
Yeah, and we change up our format a lot for those kind of races
we
too.
literally make rules as we go.
That's true.
And we just try to
We
follow
don't.
them.
We haven't even decided what the rules are yet.
Yeah,
We'll make them up
sometime.
sometime this week.
Sometime this week we'll send them out to
But
everybody.
no, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really cool seeing the track back. I want to see a lot of these young drivers get on the track and try to control it and handle it. I'm gonna be interested to see the tire wear. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. I don't know the exact
Old
format.
surface.
I don't know the exact format. I don't know how long they're gonna be running.
I got the format, so I'll read it.
How
right
long
Before
is the
you
main
go
race?
into that, let me do my
Yeah, go ahead,
take
go
on
ahead.
it. So
I think it's gonna be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, how could you not? North Wilkesboro was like one track that I was like really wanting to see come back. Kuzman, yes, the Rockingham would be another cool one.
Rock.
That would be
Yes,
another cool one to come
absolutely.
back and throw it back to. So
Bring it back.
yeah, I
I will. I want to answer him. I don't think Rockingham will be the next. I think that's Nashville, but I don't think it's impossible for the Rockingham to come back
I
with the
agree.
funding it's got from the state.
Yeah,
So it's possible, but I think we
I,
definitely see Nashville first.
I'd say probably the coolest thing I'm looking forward to is I'm looking forward to seeing that 29 car.
Bro, I might have to
That-
buy that
that-
diecast.
That's pretty cool. I think that's super cool to throw back to that. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah, totally, I'm looking forward to it.
That takes me back because the first Cup race I ever went to was 2001 Bristol. Mom didn't want to go because Earnhardt had passed away, and I had always wanted to go to a Cup race so bad, and then she finally let me go, but Earnhardt wasn't there, so that was kind of sad. But Kevin Harvick was racing his car in this white 29. So like, yeah, this car is pretty cool. I might have to buy that diecast. If he wins on that car, oh my gosh.
Should we take bets whether the window net will be up this year?
I don't know, to be
Under
honest.
over. How many window nets will be up on the green white checker?
Right? I don't know. I don't know. That could go any different ways, honestly.
All right. I got the format.
So what's the format?
All right. So this is NASCAR and NBCSports.com. Nice sound effects, DJ.
Thank you. I didn't realize it was going to do that. Sorry.
The race will be 200 laps. All the laps count. So previously in some All-Star races, the yellow flag laps didn't count.
No, that's good.
There will be a competition break on or around lap 100. Team will start on sticker tires and have 3 sets in the pits. After the competition break, teams will only be allowed to use 1 additional set of sticker tires. So that second half of the race, you can only change tires 1 time. So if there's a wreck of 50 laps in the middle and you change tire and the tire wear is huge and they have a late race caution and you saved a
You're
set,
done.
you're screwed.
yeah.
Let's see. Practice and qualifying on May 19th. Oh, yeah. So they're going to do this based on the pit crews, right? Qualifying will be based on pit crews. Qualifying will be based on a 4-tire pit stop of time of each car. The results will determine the starting lineup for the All-Star Heat races and the All-Star Open. The All-Star Heat races will set the starting lineup for the All-Star race. The results of Heat 1 will set the inside row, and the results of Heat Race 2 will set the outside row. Very similar like the Daytona duels. Same idea. The All-Star Open, for those not yet qualified for the All-Star race, will be 100 laps. There will be a competition break on or around lap 60. The top 2 finishers of the Open advance to the All-Star race. There will also be a fan vote transfer to the All-Star race. Wow, that's only 2 people?
Yeah.
Hasn't it always been like 4 in the last couple of years? Or at least 3?
I think it was 4. I don't
Right?
remember.
Wasn't it
I
like
don't
4?
remember. Thought it was 4 in the last few years, but I could be
Wow.
wrong.
So only 2 plus a fan vote. I wonder,
Or was
will
it 3?
Barry be eligible for the fan vote?
That's-
Since they're going to make him run the Open?
I don't think so.
well,
Because the fan vote's already.
no, well,
It's
I mean,
already
voted
started, yeah. Well, man, that's interesting.
No, I think Barry's actually in it.
Well,
Is
no, they last I heard they were still saying if Bowman doesn't come back
I
in,
voted,
he might
and I
not.
could have swore I saw
Wait,
Josh
he's
Berry
in.
on
He's
there.
in the race or in the?
He's in the fan vote.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I could
maybe.
have swore I already saw
Oh,
it.
okay. I don't know.
I didn't vote for him, but
The All-Star Field is open
What's
to
up, Louis?
2022 and 2023 past race winners, past All-Star race winners, past NASCAR Cup champion, top 2 finishers from the Open, and the NASCAR fan vote.
can you read that again for me? The whole thing.
Whoa, they changed this rule too. The All-Star race field is open to 2022 and 2023 points race winners. So last year and this year's points winners or points race winners will be eligible for the race. Past All-Star race winners and past NASCAR Cup champions plus the Open.
Based on the last couple of
Drivers.
years, that's probably a big field.
No, that's going to be smaller. You know why? Because they've been doing the entire playoff. 16 playoff drivers make it. So think about like Austin Dillon last year. Oh, but he won a race, so he's in.
Right.
Oh, actually, they had almost 16 winners. So yeah, all
That's
those
what I'm
guys are
saying.
in
That's why I'm
anyways.
like, it's so many.
Blaney. Blaney's the only one that's going to have to race his way in because he hasn't won a race yet.
Yeah.
He didn't win one last year either. He got in on points, right?
Yeah.
It was him over Truex at the very end.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
that's the only one.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm glad to see that back. All-Star race will collect $1 million. And that goes on to the whole list of who's secured.
Is that still a lot? I don't know what the purse is. Like if you win
Nah,
a race,
it's
is it
way
million?
under. It's been $1 million for like 20 years, man.
That's what
Or
I
something
thought.
like
But
that. I
like,
don't know.
okay,
Long
like
time.
the winner of today's race, like how much money did he get?
More than similar.
About $1 million? Okay, so it's like
Close.
a normal race.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
so
much.
That's not that special anymore.
What's special about it is there's no
Sorry, I
pressure
played
of
all the
points.
sales.
Yeah.
That's it.
So,
So yeah, they gotta up that a lot. Denny Hamlin, or I think it's Denny Hamlin. Somebody had a great idea. Do the bracket challenge and have it end at North Wilkesboro,
and that's the fan
and that's
vote?
like a $5 million win.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
The bracket challenge idea was cool.
Super fun. I gotta see where I stacked up.
Yeah, I guarantee you mine was
Not,
terrible.
I was looking great the last like 15 laps.
All right. So, wrapping everything up, you guys got anything you want to say before we take off?
No.
I just appreciate everybody joining us on
Yep.
YouTube for the
Absolutely.
first
Thank you guys for joining us. Val, it was great to have you on the show with us.
Thanks.
Yes.
I have a question for your people out there.
Oh.
To see if anybody knows this question. Answer to this question. Does anybody know at Bristol Motor Speedway back in the old days before they updated
one. Oh, I know where
the
this is going.
stands? Does anybody know? Can tell us what Chicken Bone Alley was? That's the question.
I don't even know this.
No. I can't.
I think you'd pretty much have to be a local to understand what it is.
But
yeah.
you live here.
Well, yeah, but I went with the locals.
Okay.
She was
So,
like
so,
an
so
honorary
are you gonna
being a
tell us
local.
before you leave?
Well, I'd be kind of curious to see if anybody knows.
So far,
Should I
no one
tell-
has said a
Do you
thing.
know?
So,
Of course, I know.
Oh, okay.
Just asking.
Yeah.
Like, I have no.
Yeah, it's-
I've been
it's-
looking for
it's
this
crickets
answer
on
for
YouTube.
years.
somebody made a comment about it 20 years ago, and it has been like bugging me for years. Yeah. So far, no one has any idea. Although somebody's probably Googling it right now.
Can't Guzman figure this one
I
out?
Nope.
don't even.
Nope. Guzman says no idea.
Come on, man.
Megan's waiting. Lindsay's like, tell us. So- All right, go for it.
Okay,
All right,
back
you guys
on the
tell us.
back side of the track, they had the concrete bleachers and everything, and we went to a bush race. There weren't that many people there. I'm telling you, it used to be wide open, dude. I mean, we had like the whole row to ourselves, whatever, but you could go right up to the edge of the fence, and I mean, they were right there. It wasn't even that high of a fence either. It was like
Yeah, back in the day.
they were right there, but
It-
that
hold on,
wasn't
hold on.
chicken.
It was like what? Like wheat?
Wait, yeah, oh yeah.
It was just.
But Chicken
Sorry.
Bone Alley, the locals would sit there. They'd get their bucket of fried chicken. They'd
Yeah.
bring it to the race, and when they finished, they'd throw the bones right up there, up against the fence. So if you wanted to go walk along the fence and watch the races, it was just full of chicken bones.
Oh wow.
It was called
I'm glad we
Chicken
got
Bone
it the wrong
Alley.
way.
Dark.
Yeah, the sport has evolved a lot since then.
We'd like to think that.
Well, that's
submit
true.
this
That's the roots.
Yeah.
Can we submit this to Bristol and see if Chicken Bone Alley still exists?
Can we find out, please? Asking for a friend.
Get the one guy out there cleaning it up every year. It's still here.
All right. Well, Val, thank you so much for joining us. It's definitely fun to have you on this Mother's
Thanks
Day.
for having me.
Absolutely.
Lots of fun.
It was always fun. And guys, thank you guys for joining us this week. We really appreciate you guys being there. So make sure that you like, follow, share, do all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys next week where we're always here for the speed. See ya.
See ya.
I like
Mics are back up. We're still live, so give me a second to get us cut off of here.
We're still like, what's up, you do?
It's the after party.
All right. Start it over.
All right, now that Mom's gone, crack another one.
All right, guys. See you guys on YouTube. Thanks for guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Show will be up in a couple hours if you want to listen to it again. But always, thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being with us for this first time. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time.
See you next
See ya.
week.
See ya.